Hello and welcome back to Boring Dead Gaming, where today we're going to be carrying on with Moses and Plato, last train to Clawville. We've had the murder. We had the murder at the very beginning, didn't we? But then we had a sort of a flashback for a bit. But we're kind of up to date now, and we're going around talking to people, trying to work out what's going on and who might have done it. So we've got 3 time units left. I'm going to be down to 2 when we exit this scene, which we're about to do. Let's just plan our next moves. So I think, yeah, I want to talk to Honk for show. And then I guess we decide I'm not that fussed about Basil necessarily. And I guess we... Oh yeah, I would like to talk to Kunia as well. Maybe I should do her first. So if I click on this, it'll advance time, won't it? Yeah. Alright. Where is the lady herself? There she is. I can't use my senses here.
Miss.
What? Yes? It's you again. The detectives.
Look, if you really think I'm the culprit, well, I can...
I don't think it's you.
Oh, really? That surprises me.
Look, almost anyone here has a motive except you. Even me. In fact, especially me.
You must be exaggerating, miss.
Not a bit.
So, are you ready to answer some questions?
Of course, but can you wait just a few moments while I gather my thoughts? Everything was so sudden.
Fortunately, we didn't spend much time here.
As you say, Plato, we still have time to ask around before we return here to Kunia.
Let's go then.
Alright, so she wasn't a time unit. So I guess... What does that mean? Well, we have 4 people we could speak to then. I guess maybe we'll do the actors. But actually, I would like to go see Hong Kong first. Let's go there. Alright, let's have a look around first. We'll just look at the stuff, and then I'll do senses.
There are even weapons here, Honk Honk. Antiques, my friend. Those are antique treasures. I mean, family heirlooms, but because they're so old, they're considered antique treasures. Sell this to your poor late aunt, Honk. But please, don't take my Aunt Legolov's name in vain.
Leave it, Plato. You won't get anything out of him for the moment. Giant chest.
Well, well. What's in this one?
A family heirloom, gentlemen. I won't go into details if you don't mind.
Is that contraband, honk honk?
You got a permit to take a look?
Not yet.
Then paws off, kitty.
Are you planning on opening a museum when we get to Clawville, Mills?
Aha! You've always been known for your charming sense of humor. Just a family heirloom, nothing more.
Maybe a relative.
Of course. Admiral Akka, my great-great-grandfather.
Indeed, the resemblance is uncanny.
Isn't it? I think so myself.
You are one loose schmuck, honk honk.
Not loose. Goose, if I may, honk.
Let's see.
It is impossible that all of this is legal. Alright, let's do senses. Oh, I can do smell. Is it just honk honk? No, there's something in the chest.
Interesting.
Gosh, it's been a long time since I've smelled so many smells and fragrances. You can hardly pick them out. Bronze, gold, leather, dust, almond, sage, various woods, stale and fresh textiles all mixed together. Here we got Hong Kong himself. Alcoholic smell. Ouch, that smell. Alcohol in no small quantities. Is that how much he drank at the party, or did he continue to drink afterwards? So that is actually it. I guess we... Let's have a look at him first.
Well, well.
The famous black goose. goose. Tired, drunk, and angry. It would be easy to get valuable information out of him.
Ah, the black goose himself.
Ah, the killer and his pet.
What did you say, honk honk?
You don't think you can fool me, do you? I don't believe for a moment that Mr. Wildflower is innocent.
And what makes you think that? Aside from the fact that I was found with a gun in my hand next to a corpse.
Honk, 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 honk. Are you serious? Do you think we need more than that?
Well,
Now, wait a minute. You're the head of the International Feather and Fur Mafia, and we're two respected detectives from the Clawville Police Department who were assigned to protect the ambassador.
Oh, yeah. Then why did you have to kill him? I always knew cops were corrupt, but to kill?
Mr. Honk Honk is right, Plato. For now, I'm the prime suspect, but since I have no memory on the event, I'll consider myself an outside observer for now.
Well, how convenient.
So, like it or not, we are going to ask you some questions. Whether you answer honestly is up to you, but I warn you, we're stuck on a cramped train for days. The truth will eventually come out.
All right, I got nothing to hide. I'll play your little game. Just hurry up. I really want to go to bed. Honk.
Okay, that's the same as it was. What do we got here? Codex. It's to do with that mafia thing, the fur mafia. The Clawville Fur Mafia has been alive and well since the production and sale of real fur and leather products was banned in the city of Clawville, and throughout all of the Clawville colonial empire. While in today's modern civilization there should be no question why it is unethical to wear another animal's fur or skins as clothing, unfortunately many still hold these garments in high esteem, providing a fertile breeding ground for a powerful and influential illegal network to flourish. Nothing about advancing the time. Is this just going to
Well,
be...
what are you waiting for? For me to fall asleep?
You are full of bull. You know that?
Sure. Just don't let the other cow on the train know.
You called the ambassador of Torogo a cow?
Why? Isn't he a cow?
A cow is not a he. It's a she, beak face.
Please, gentlemen, stop it.
This. Okay, so well, I mean, we're gonna spend the time slot anyway.
Can you tell us what you remember about the night?
Of course. The champagne was delicious. I believe it was straight from Nautica.
Not exactly the kind of detail we were thinking of.
Well, the atmosphere was fine, although there were some odd fellas at the party.
Such as?
The Torogo delegation gives me the creeps. Strange pagan folk. And then there was the Baron, always muttering to himself and refusing to show me his antique pocket watch, no matter how much I asked.
What impudence.
Yeah, right? And the conductor. Well, let's not waste our breath on him.
Pierre. What's your problem with him?
Beyond the obvious?
You mean that he is an insect?
Don't get me wrong, I'm all for inclusion, but please, there are limits.
I see. Do you remember when you left the dining car?
I have no idea. You think I was looking at my watch all night?
Can you think of anything you can link it to?
Let's see. After I struck the deal with the ambassador? Oops, honk.
What deal, honk honk?
Why can't I watch my beak?
Spit it out, Nils.
I don't have to tell you anything. What business I have or had with the ambassador is my concern.
This is a police investigation, in case you didn't know.
In which you are the suspects, in case you didn't know.
All right, enough. That's enough. For now. Thank you, Mr. Honk Honk.
Really? We're letting him get away with that? Let's work. Okay, we'll work down now.
So, what do you think of the other passengers, Niels?
We have everything here, don't we, Honk? Even a baron, though I suspect he's only pretending to be one.
Well, that's interesting.
And that Basil fellow. Have you met that rat, Honk? Okay, not a rat, but something like that. A dirty bum, Honk. I'd keep an eye on him if I were you.
Thanks for the tip, Honk Honk. But we know who to look out for.
Are you referring to me, dear Plato? Honk. Oh, come on. I've been on the straight and narrow as an arrow.
Sure you have. You just have to look around here.
This is all family heirlooms.
Is that so? I didn't know you came from a wealthy family.
Me neither. Until my Aunt Lagerlof died. May the Wild Ones rest her soul.
Why does that sound like a big load of bullshit?
Because you read too many cheap detective novels, my friend.
What do you think about the peace negotiations?
It doesn't make any difference to me. It's all nonsense anyway. Just a nice little show to get the old saber-tooth out of the way.
You mean Ambassador Ignat?
Who else? What else would be the point of such a symbolic journey as this? Come on, even you can't be that stupid. Oh, pardon me, that slipped out. Hank, Hank.
So you think someone organized things this way just to end the ambassador's life?
I'm sure of it.
You the one spreading those rumors, Honk Honk?
Who, me? What do you take me for?
A schmuck. You just did it, you schmuck.
Hank, that's different. You're detectives, aren't you? It's my civic duty to tell you everything.
We heard that the ambassador might have lost something and that you were to find it for him.
Well, take a look around. You see all this stuff?
You mean all this junk?
Some of this stuff, junk, is worth more than your annual salary. In fact, I suspect your entire career salary.
So you really were looking for this thing for him?
I just have a good eye for rare and valuable things, that's all. The ambassador was indeed looking for something, but before we could go any deeper, you see, he died.
And we're supposed to believe that? You had a whole evening to discuss it.
What you believe or not is your business, detective, not mine, Hunk.
Yeah, I think we're going to do a proper interrogation on him, I suspect. Yeah.
Are you after some rare piece of antiquity again, Nels? You've got a good nose for a cat. And you've got a big mouth for a goose.
Well, here we are.
If you must know, yeah, I'm still dealing in art relics. Is it illegal or what? Trading is not. Theft and smuggling, well, that's another matter. You're still as funny as ever. Laugh while you can, Honk Honk. You must know I missed you guys too. Honk Honk Honk. Having fun, Honk Honk? Honestly, very much so. Good for you.
Good for you. Alright, so I think we're done with him for now. Oh, okay. Able to delve a bit deeper into what he was looking for. I thought we could confront him, seeing as he let slip that he'd struck the deal. Can we go back to this giant chest?
Well. What's in...
Family heirloom.
Is that contra...
You got a permit to take a... Then pause off.
Okay. Well, looks like we're going to come out of here then. Where are we going to go next? We've either got Basil, the actors, or the Baron. I'm gonna go talk to the actors, I think. Yeah, we got one left. Let's do senses.
Well.
I sense some kind of chemical, but a strange kind. It's medicine. I can't say exactly what kind of medicine, but it must be really strong to have such a noticeable vapor. Is that it for here? Let's have a little poke around first. Aspirin. Oh, I can use senses. I smell fine oil, and of course the distinctive smell of metal and lead bullets and dry gunpowder, but this gun definitely hasn't been fired recently.
Could they have cleaned it right away?
I don't think so. If they cleaned it without chemicals, it wouldn't be thorough enough, and I can't smell chemicals here.
You're a scary fox, you know that?
I'll take that as a compliment.
A gun in an open drawer on the night of a murder.
Well, well, that's more than suspicious.
Oh, there's nothing suspicious about it, officers. I've been carrying a gun since I was 16. And yes, before you ask, I have a permit.
You always know what to say, don't ya?
It's my profession, my forthright friend. I mean, something like that. But I learned from my late father, a gun is a man's best friend.
He must have been quite a character, your dad. Was he a politician?
No, but he did like to steal from others.
Tell me, Mr. Lupus, are you an experienced marksman?
Me? Oh, no, to be honest, I've never pulled a trigger in my life. But better to be safe than sorry, eh?
Quite. Do you mind if we examine the gun?
By all means, go ahead. I have nothing to hide. Besides, you're far more experienced with a gun than I, aren't you?
We didn't even hear that.
Oh, come on. I'm just kidding, gents.
Plato, you're the expert.
Yeah, this is a reissue of a 97 Cabo revolver. If I ain't to guess, this is one of the limited edition pieces for the Grassmore International Gun Exhibition. Mint condition.
Okay, I know you're good with guns, but that's a stretch.
Says the living encyclopedia of flowers, eh? At least my name ain't Palace Revolver Palladius.
That sounds good, actually.
It does sound good. And you? Don't you see anything strange about it?
Not that I can see, but how about if I sniff it a little? Well, I already did that, so I guess it's probably the same thing.
Let's see.
The revolver of Mr. Cassidy Lupus. Okay, what about the letter?
Interesting.
Let's see, a letter. It says, "See you down the corridor, C." Could be Kunya, could be Cassandra. Movie posters?
The Silent Wolf. Huh?
A masked vigilante who brings order to the troubled streets of Clawville.
Do you know this picture?
Of course. Didn't you read Silent Wolf comic strips as a kid?
His face.
No. I read Herringway instead.
Even as a kid? I feel sorry for you.
But why?
It's not important. L. Wolf, the biggest cinema venture of recent years.
Really? Are you that familiar with the cinema business?
Not really, but everyone has heard of this film. You know, when...
Uh-huh. Really?
You're not even listening, are you?
I'm sorry. I'm not really interested in this movie business.
You're a real fossil, aren't you?
Oh, but why would you say such a thing, my friend?
Ugh. Is there no smell on his coat?
This is interesting. A jewelry box.
This is anything but interesting, Moses. Every woman who's ever lived in this world has one of these.
Oh, really?
You know, Moses, you're the smartest animal I've ever had the pleasure of knowing.
Oh, thank you. Why do I feel a butt is coming?
But when it comes to women, you're about as informed as a day-old chicken.
I knew you'd say that.
But I'm right. Am I right?
Yes, you're right. No.
Maybe there's really nothing special about it, just a drink.
Indeed.
Some kind of strong alcoholic drink.
This is some sort of strong, spicy liqueur. Coffee, vanilla, cinnamon, maybe turmeric. And, of course, a pungent smell of alcohol. Strange drink. I've never smelled anything like it.
I bet you one shot of this costs more than we make in a month.
That could easily be.
It's probably it in the senses.
Let's see.
A two-sided magnifying mirror. I think a lot of ladies use them. 1,000-year-old city with 1,000 years of dreams. I think these are collectibles. It doesn't highlight anything, but that's the second one we found.
Oh, come on. What nonsense is this?
What do you mean?
Why should the Queen of Tarogo be a tribal woman? Tarogo has long been an enlightened and civilized place.
But Moses, it's just a movie, an adventure movie. They gotta exaggerate and simplify things.
It's degrading.
Moses, you're not even from this planet.
Thank you.
That wasn't meant as a compliment. Ah, the loudest howl, a true classic.
Yes, I've heard of that one.
Huh, really? I'm surprised.
Yes, it's based on a classic novel by Raymond Chalamander.
Of course, a novel.
Okay, I think we may have exhausted that, so why don't we have a chat?
Please, ask me whatever you want.
We will, Mo. Okay, none of these are going to advance time.
How closely did you know the ambassador?
Closely? What do you mean?
Did you know him personally?
I'm afraid so. He was a big fan of my films and he invited me to Stavonia several times.
Was he that much of a movie fan?
I'm afraid he wasn't interested in the movies that much.
Ah, I see. So you feel that he was...
More interested in me.
Come on, darling. Don't see ghosts everywhere. I always say, you're not the center of the world, you silly thing.
Maybe you're right, Cassidy.
Do you feel the ambassador was making unhealthy approaches?
I didn't like being anywhere near him, if that answer is sufficient, Detective.
Yes, I think I understand. Thank you. Dear lady, don't take this as an intrusion, but are you taking any medication?
Is it that obvious?
See, I told you they'd notice.
Oh, no. I just sensed it. You know, my nose never deceives me.
Ah, I see. Yes, I have a hard time falling asleep when I'm in unfamiliar places, and crowds also frighten me.
That's unusual for an actor, no?
I try to be discreet. You know, it could cost me my career if it were made public.
Nobody will find out from us, ma'am, but I have to ask you, what kind of medication are we talking about?
just a sedative. A sleeping pill. When I take it, I fall asleep quickly, and the only way to wake me up is with a cannon shot.
Or a gunshot?
Oh, yes. In this case, unfortunately, yes.
Thank you for your answers, madam.
I really hope I was helpful.
Have a look in here. So, in terms of connections, then, sounds like he liked her. Is it toxic or one-sided? I'll put one-sided for now. Miss Fay knows the ambassador personally, as he is a fan of her films. He is almost obsessed with them. Sandra, on the other hand, is repulsed by the ambassador. Okay. Communication. Fine. All right. Let's talk to Cassie.
Ah, the detectives, or should I say, suspects. So, did you find anything out?
Well, not much yet. Can we ask you a few questions?
Of us? Come on, what for? We weren't even in the vicinity.
Ma'am, are you all right?
Ma'am?
Faye.
Oh, yes, I'm here. What happened?
Are you all right, miss?
Oh, yes, you know, she's...
Excuse me, we were asking the lady.
Yes, well, I'm a bit tired.
I see. Did you happen to see or hear anything interesting?
I didn't. I'm afraid. I was sound asleep.
And you?
I was asleep too. Yes, Faye can vouch for me.
Me?
Really?
Yes. Of course.
Thank you. We'll be back.
Surely we got to interrogate him a bit.
Tell me, Mr. Lupus, when did you leave the dining room?
Well, you know, I think maybe sometime after midnight.
That's a pretty wide time frame. A little more specific, please.
Why are you asking me? You were here, weren't you? Unlike your partner.
I'll let that one slide.
I don't know. Maybe around 1 in the morning? Cassandra was pretty tired, so I walked her back to our cabin.
And then?
Then what? Then I slept.
That's it?
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes, and then I woke up sometime later. I couldn't sleep. I had a bad feeling, so I went outside to get some air.
When was that?
I have no idea. I didn't look at the clock. Maybe about 2 hours after we went to bed.
I see. What happened after that?
After that, nothing. Nothing. I heard a shot and ran in the direction of the sound. Then we found you there with that gun.
I see. Thank you.
Wait, Moses. Didn't you say you saw Cassidy and Cunha talking in the hallway last night?
Quiet down, Plato. But yes, that's exactly right.
Then why are you letting him make a fool of you?
Cassidy is keeping this quiet, and that in itself is a clue. For now, I didn't want to embarrass him in front of Miss Fay.
Ah, I see. But you'll confront him later, right?
In due time, my dear friend.
What do you think, boss? I see you've been scratching your fuzzy head.
We need to separate them. Cassidy and Cassandra are a couple, but they seem to see things differently. And maybe they have a different connection to events.
They're not even honest with each other.
That's how I see it too. But they won't admit that as long as they're together. So, as soon as we can find either of them alone...
We'll catch him!
You can say that? Yes.
Okay. So, well, we might as well ask it now.
Out in the corridor, did you see or hear anything strange?
Who? Me? No. Nothing strange. I was just staring, you know, out of the window. Why are you looking at me like that?
Don't mind him, it's a bad habit. So you were just standing there catching some fresh air and then you heard a bang.
Exactly.
How long were you in the corridor?
I don't know. An hour, perhaps?
Wow, that's a lot of fresh air.
Are you implying something?
Just observing.
Did you meet anyone while you were in the corridor?
Did I meet someone? No, I didn't. Why would I? What a suggestion. No, I mean, no.
A simple no would have been enough, but thank you for the elaborate reply.
No problem.
Deeply sus. Okay. I was wondering, I don't have that gun, do I? He said he wanted to talk to Plato about it. We never really had the chance. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we're going to back out, and it's going to advance the time, but that means we get to chat to Goodyear, I think. So is there anything else for Cassandra? I do think so. We need to get them separate. The event.
My dear lady, have you calmed down a bit?
Actually, I'm not that troubled, Mr. Wildflower. More like confused, I think.
Are you ready to answer some questions?
I am. I think I'm ready. Don't go easy on me.
We'll try to be gentle, lady.
Thank you, detectives.
What do you think? Will she really be honest with us?
We shall see, my dear friend. But we do have some facts to corner her with, if necessary.
We just have to use them well.
Okay. I guess we'll do the question.
Who could be better to question than the estranged daughter of the deceased? In most cases, the next of kin is indeed the most likely perpetrator. We will see if that is the case this time. I have to watch closely, in case I catch her lying or distorting the truth. In that case, however, I will have to prove it, too. So, may I ask where you were when all this happened? I understand you were staying in a compartment with your father.
Well, yes, to my disappointment. But you see, after my father took his sleeping pills, I snuck out to clear my head.
His sleeping pills?
Please don't see anything in it, detective. He just had trouble sleeping and was terribly paranoid, apparently with reason. Anyway, yes, he was taking a type of sleeping pill.
I see. So your father went to sleep and you just left to clear your head?
That's not exactly how I would put it.
So something else happened?
I suppose that's what you want to ask me about.
Yes. Well, my dear, let's get started.
Let's start with this.
Why did you accompany your father on this trip?
I just wanted to get out. And even though I hated him, leaving Stavonia with him seemed like a better idea than being stuck there.
Did you really hate him that much?
Look, I understand why you're asking me these questions. I could have done it. If only you knew. I had 1,000 reasons to do it.
That's a pretty strong statement.
This is a pretty strong moment.
That's true.
Have a look at observations. Her face is almost completely devoid of any emotion. Is that a defense mechanism or a sign of denial? I can hear her agitated heartbeat through the silky friction of her delicate dress, and the soft jingling of her jewels. Whatever her face or her posture may suggest, she is conflicted and seething inside. Her posture is as light and noble as ever. It seems at once stiff and tense, yet somehow airy, like soft smoke, like a pleasant cool fragrance.
What do you think about the murder?
I heard you are cold and methodical, but what kind of insensitive question is that? My father was murdered. What could I possibly think about the murder?
That's exactly my question. So, what do you think? What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of your father being murdered?
You're quite a character, but I think I know what you mean. The first thing that comes to mind is shock. And then, I think the fact that there's nothing surprising about it.
Because your father had a lot of enemies?
He only had enemies. If you must know, even back home in Slavonia, it was the same.
So the event itself is shocking, but the fact that it happened is not.
Something like that, Detective. But I'm not a psychiatrist. And I believe you are not either.
No, I'm not. Where were you after the party?
I returned to my compartment, and I got bored quickly. And the champagne went a little to my head. I had to clear my mind.
Is that all? Did you go out into the corridor for some air? Did you leave the car and walk to another one, maybe?
No, that's all. I simply went out into the corridor, rolled down one of the windows, and enjoyed the freezing cold air.
It's a lie! What about Cassidy? What?
You didn't happen to meet, say, Mr. Lupus?
How? But how do you?
How do I know? Come, madam. Mr. Lupus had his eye on you from the first moment. And when it turned out that both of you liked to wander around in the corridors to cool your heads roughly at the same time, it wasn't that hard to put the picture together.
Please don't tell anyone. This affair means nothing to me.
So the two of you were having an affair? That's interesting. Tell me, how long has it been going on? I'm guessing it started before the journey?
Actually, he and his wife-to-be had been to a party earlier in the city, where my father was the guest of honor. And there we...
Yes, I can imagine the rest. And tell me, if you don't mind me asking, is this serious?
No. Why are you looking at me like that? With that cad? Ugh, never. But I had to do it. I made a deal with him. When we get to Clawville, he'll help me start a new life there. Please, don't tell anyone. That young lady, Miss Fay, she'd be torn to pieces.
I see. Well, I won't reveal your secret, ma'am, as long as it doesn't interfere with the investigation, unless its disclosure becomes vital.
That's fine with me. Thank you.
Okay, well, that was good.
Was your father in his compartment the whole time?
I wouldn't know. Maybe he left? Could he have been killed somewhere else and taken there?
Don't you think that's a little far-fetched? Your father was quite a big character, in every sense of the word. Do you think he could have remained unnoticed?
I don't know. But we can't dismiss the possibility that when I wasn't looking, he left the compartment, right?
Objection! Sleeping pills.
But you said yourself that you gave him sleeping pills, so he couldn't have left the compartment on his own.
Oh my. I had not thought of that.
Did the drug usually work quickly?
Very much so. He fell asleep almost as soon as he took it.
I see. Thank you, madam. That's useful information.
Alright. Let's do this one first.
So would you have been able to kill your father?
How can you ask such a question? It's outrageous.
You mean your relationship wasn't so bad that in a moment of passion, maybe you...
Even the assumption is offensive.
I'm gonna say lie. I'm gonna quote the frosty relationship.
You were quite hateful about your father. In fact, you said you might even have had reason to kill him.
Detective. Animals sometimes say things like that. I was not on good terms with him. I despised my father. He made me uncomfortable and anxious. But I did not hate him. And I couldn't have killed him.
That seems a very sudden change of attitude. After he's dead.
You do not understand. I hardly knew him. He was just some elusive, distant shadow over my life. I saw more of him as a painting on the wall than I saw him in the flesh. I hated what he represented, yes. But not the animal. Not the person. I did not know him well enough for that.
Well, well. That's interesting. Thank you for your honesty.
Okay, we're doing alright, I think. Well, we'll ask everything.
Who do you find most suspicious on the train?
Nobody. I mean, nobody is more suspicious than the others.
How come?
It could be almost anyone. My father was a feared and hated figure.
You don't think anyone had more reason than others? Not even a bit?
No, not that I know of.
Shall I... This will probably implicate the Tarogo people.
It is well known that the Tarogo delegation had a particular contempt for your father, if I may be so blunt, and your father felt that his life would be threatened by them.
You're right. Of course I would think them the most suspicious. The big massacre and all that. But I don't want to be that person.
That person?
I don't want to jump to conclusions just because of someone's background or origin. My father always did that, and I've suffered it since I was a kitten. That's part of what I'm running away from.
I see. Thank you for your honesty.
Okay, we seem to be doing quite well on the old percentage fronts there.
Have you been fighting with your father lately?
Lately? Not particularly. I mean, no more than usual. You know, my father always tried to keep me on a short leash.
But you're more of a liberal woman than that, aren't you?
I want freedom, Mr. Wildflower. Fresh, clean air. The air of other lands. Far away lands.
That's why you signed up for this trip.
It suited my father, because he could keep an eye on me while he travels. And I don't turn the castle we live into some kind of party cave.
Because that's what you'd normally do?
Either that or burn it down. But this trip gave me a chance to see the world. And, if I could, somehow escape from him.
You wanted to get rid of him?
Not the way you think. I wouldn't have killed him. Yes, I wanted to be free. And Clawville has a certain allure.
You would give up your luxurious lifestyle to live in one of the most crime-ridden cities in the wilderness?
You couldn't have phrased it more deliciously.
I see. Well, thank you. Was your father interested in objects of special value?
I don't know what you mean. No, at least I don't think so. He wasn't a material man. He liked a certain level of luxury, which he thought was his due by virtue of his rank. But he despised unnecessary fuss and ostentation.
Who's... Oh no, someone else mentioned the pocket watch. I don't... I think it's this one.
We heard that your father was obsessed with finding some valuable object on the train.
Ah, yes. So you mean that. Indeed, he told me he was aware of something on the train of great significance. But I don't think it was anything of monetary value.
Do you think it's something that has more of a sentimental value?
Sentimental? No. But I honestly don't know what it is. And I'm not that interested either. If that dirty smuggler is involved, I wouldn't expect anything good to come of it.
You mean Honk Honk?
Who else? If my father stooped to dealing with someone like that, then it must be a matter of some real significance. But of no interest to me.
Okay, we're at 100. I mean, do I just keep going to... I can't see a way to sort of back out of this, so I guess we just keep going till we've asked all the questions.
What do you think will happen if we don't find the culprit?
Or if it turns out to be you.
Yes, that's also a possibility.
The train arrives in Clawville. The perpetrator will be arrested. I'll probably be deported. Peace is put on hold. And since this was supposed to be the last chance to ease the dispute between the two superpowers...
War breaks out.
Sooner or later.
Then we have to find out who was behind it, right?
As you say, Detective. You know, maybe I despised my father. But the significance of who he was and what this trip represented, I do not deny for a moment.
Thank you. This is very valuable information.
You're analyzing everyone thoroughly, correct?
I can't help it. I was born that way. I've always been fascinated by animals.
Well, good for you.
Like, I guess I've got to ask this, but I don't really see the significance of it.
You do not like animals, am I right?
I can't help it. I tried. But something seems to be missing in me.
I can understand that.
Lovers and friends come and go. Parents die. But inside me, somehow nothing changes.
Are you more concerned about the fate of the wilderness than you are about the fate of individuals?
You know your animals very well, Detective. Everyone must be an open book to you.
Not always open, but I make sure they will be.
I'm really more interested in the big picture. Processes beyond the individual. That's why I like to see the world. And to finally leave my prison.
I see. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for your answers. We know this is a difficult time for you, but we have learned some very useful facts.
If you say so.
Please, do not leave the premises until... Oh, sorry. I forgot we're on a train.
I won't jump off, if that's what's worrying you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think, was that 5 out of 5? We did about as much as I could there, so we'll continue.
What do you think, Moses?
I don't know. My head is still spinning. I think it's too early to jump to conclusions. But what worries me most...
Is that almost everyone seems to have a motive?
And yet everyone seems to have a solid alibi.
Except you.
We are not doing too well, my friend.
But you don't think it was you, do you?
I can only repeat myself. I'm not ruling out any possibilities.
Anything with fur on it. What have we got ourselves into?
Well, we'd better get some sleep.
What?
I'm sure we could stay up all night theorizing, but we just don't have enough leads. And our brains work better if we rest.
How can you sleep in this situation?
Panic never helps, my friend. And a calm, relaxed mind is always sharper.
I'm telling you, you are from another planet.
I'm not ruling out that possibility either.
You're just joking, right?
You think so?
Enough of this. So, off to bed?
Good night, my dear friend. I guess I'll think things over one last time.
You'd better. Good night, Moses. I hope no one else dies tonight.
I beg your pardon?
Nothing.
Mind puzzle. Okay. Reconstruct the story using event snippets, animals, and objects. Components can only be used once. The detectives. Each panel begins with a sentence fragment and then add the matching components to complete the panel. Okay. You can track your progress as well as the number of panels to solve the top three. Right. Okay. There were rumors of an assassin. This. Rumors. There is a conflict. There was a time when. Is that right? Rumors there is a conflict. There was a time when. Oh, I see. There are rumors about a potential killer. There's a conflict between two superpowers. Okay. That's definitely not right. Oh, why is she there? Is that because she told us the rumors? There were rumors, there was conflict between two superpowers, there was a time when everyone was in one place. Is there a time when they were alone? I don't know if there was. Oh, was there a time when none of the detectives were conscious? Chapter 2. Key event reach.
You hairy, feathery, scaly hell?
What is it? What happened? Where am I?
Something's happened. Something blew up.
Are we under attack?
And by whom? And how?
We must leave at once. Plato, do you have a weapon?
Of course not. You told me not to bring any.
Ah, yes, I remember. Well, we have to improvise then.
Ah, of course. Wait a minute. You have a gun. The gun the ambassador was shot with.
That's true. Why do you let me carry it when I'm the prime suspect?
Well, that's a good question if I ever heard one.
Anyway, let's hurry.
To the great wild ones! We're all going to die!
What happened, miss?
We are under attack!
Yes, we noticed that, but who?
The Sky Pirates!
Sky Pirates.
The what?
Unfortunately, what the lady says is true. We've almost reached Averia. There have been a lot of sky pirate raids around here lately.
Really? Thanks for warning us.
What do you suggest we do, Pierre?
Well, we usually surrender.
No, we can't do that. This is an extremely important diplomatic mission. Come on, Plato, to the dining car. I have an idea.
What are you doing here?
What am I doing here? We're under attack.
I just, I always wake up hungry in the morning and I found these cakes and all these other goodies.
All right, go back to your compartment.
But I'm not finished.
Go back to your room, now!
Okay. No need to get upset.
And now?
To the window, dear Plato. Perhaps we can stop them before it's too late.
Really? With what? We gonna throw cakes and sausages in their faces?
That's what I was thinking. Is that what you were thinking too?
What? I was only joking.
No. You're a genius, Plato. Just accept it.
If you say so. I think it's over.
What a nightmare.
And the cookies are gone.
You have nothing to fear now, miss.
It is so fortuitous that you were here.
Well, yes. You see, it's nothing.
Moses, there's someone there, behind you.
What? If you'll excuse me, miss. Sir?
Oh my.
Stop, pirate!
Pirate? Why'd you call me that? 'Cause I'm a bird.
What? No. Because you looked like one, and also we just repelled a pirate attack.
And?
And you jumped on board from one of the planes. Or are you saying that birds can fly now?
That's ridiculous.
Looks are deceiving, okay? Yes, I'm a bird and a pilot, but I'm not a pirate. I mean, I was kidnapped.
Kidnapped? What a rhyme. And why would they kidnap you?
Because I know something they wanted to know. But first, let me introduce myself. My name is Marco Windrider, pilot, fortune hunter, playboy, at your service.
Who introduces themselves like that?
I do. Marco Windrider.
Windrider? Is that even a real name?
Real like me. And who may you be?
Detective Plato Palladius. And this is my partner, Moses Wildflower.
Wildflower? And you say my name doesn't sound real? Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to offend.
I'm not the easily offended type, but
Let me guess. You know, I'm a really good judge of character. So, you're the silent genius type, and the loud little furball is your loyal squire. Am I right?
Ah, furball? Squire? Pah! I'm a detective of the Clawville Police Department, you pirate.
Oh, come on, cut the pirate stuff, okay? Someone will get scared. If you let me, I'll explain everything.
Oh, I'm sure. We're all eagerly awaiting.
Right, okay, well, a lot to unpack there. I was just about to wrap things up at the beginning of Chapter 2. There's a lot of things have happened, but we will leave it here now that things have sort of come back to me. So thanks very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this episode of Moses and Plato, Last Train to Clawville. If you have, if you could hit that like button, that'd be awesome. Do leave a comment as well, let me know your thoughts on the game so far, any further suspicions of anyone in particular, or motives, or what might have happened in the events of the murder. I'm pretty much a blank slate at this moment myself, I must say, but if you've got any ideas, let me know in the comments, that'd be awesome. And a big thank you, big shout out to our channel members as always for supporting Boring Dad Gaming. It continues to be hugely appreciated, and if anyone else is interested in checking those out and gaining earlier access to my videos, that would be absolutely amazing. But thanks very much, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.